second base, the bleachers sang, "Benny's barred the door." During the latter half of July, Findlay kept the lead over Columbus by a small margin. And when that team presented itself for a series of 3 games, the excitement waxed keen. After the first game, which Findlay won, Chase met a very agreeable, smooth faced, quiet looking man. Chase had seen him about town somewhere, and was under the impression that Cas or Mac had said he was one of the many gamblers known in the oil belt. He talked baseball and appeared friendly, so Chase treated him civilly. The next day he met him again. They sat in the lobby of the hotel and talked a while. It appeared the man had an engagement with Speer and was waiting for him. Some time later Chase saw the stranger with Speer and noticed that the latter had been drinking. This occasioned Chase some surprise, because Mac expected to pitch Speer in the next game, and Mac's rules in regard to drink were stringent. On Saturday, when Chase passed the small park near his boarding house, he encountered the agreeable gentleman sitting on one of the park benches. "Hello, Chase. Fine hot day for a game. Sit down. I've been enjoying the shade." Chase took a seat, more from his habit of pleasantry than from any desire to converse with the man. He was aware of the close scrutiny, but being used to that sort of thing, took little heed of it. "How about the game today?" asked the fellow. "We'll win. We've got to have 2 out of 3." "Think there's any chance to win some money?" "I never advise bets." The gentleman adjusted his cuffs, picked a thread off his coat sleeve, and flicked the dust from his patent leather boots. Then, quite casually, he glanced around the park. "Have you seen Speer this morning?" he asked. "No." "H'm. He said he expected to see you. Maybe he will yet." Then he took a roll of bills from his pocket, snapped off a rubber and unrolled them, showing tens and twenties, rolled them up again, and snapped on the band. He was most deliberate. His next move was to hand the roll to Chase. "Stick that in your pocket." Chase would have been more surprised if he had not already been the recipient of so many presents. Still, this seemed out of all proportion. He could not imagine why a big sum of money should be handed to him by a total stranger, and he said so. "You're wise. If not, Speer will put you wise," replied the man, again adjusting his cuffs. "Is this money for me?" "Sure." "What for?" "Aren't you wise?" "I certainly am not." "Well, I got a chance to win a few $1,000 this afternoon. Here, I won't try to place any money for you. That bundle's for you, and you'll get another like it if I win." "Do you mean you're going to bet on Findlay and give me this money to make me play all the harder? Because if you do, take it back. I couldn't play any harder for $10,000. "Not exactly. You see, I'm betting on Columbus." "Oh?" Then the man shook off his slow, deliberate manner, rose to his feet, and glanced at Chase with keen, hard eyes. "You're wise now, aren't you?" "Not exactly," said Chase, slowly. "It's a cinch. You're going to pull off a couple of hundred. It's like finding money. I've got Speer fixed. Now all you need to do is to fall over a couple of grounders this afternoon, or make a wild throw at a critical time. See? You're asking me to lay down. Be off your form. You're trying to buy me to throw the game?" Chase rose unsteadily. Call it so if you like, but in blind rage Chase threw the money in the gambler's face and pushed him violently with his left hand. The gambler staggered against the bench. Then Chase swung his right arm with all the power he could summon. Gambler and bench went down together. "You hound!" cried Chase, quivering. "I'll have you run out of town for this." On the instant Chase wheeled and hurried down the avenue to the hotel. He went directly to Speer's room, to find the pitcher lying on his bed looking rather sick. "Speer, what's this I hear?" demanded Chase, and he breathlessly described the proposition that had just been made to him. "Ain't it rotten of me? He bought me, Chase, but I was drunk," said Speer in tears. "I'm sober enough now to know what a deal it was." "Sure you were drunk," exclaimed Chase, "but I won't peach, old man. You just forget it and cut out drinking with strangers after this." Chase bolted downstairs and collided with Mac, Cas, Enoch, and Thatcher, all going in to lunch. "Fellows, I just punched a man who tried to buy me to throw the game. Flashed 100 on me. Tried to put it in my pocket." "What ut?" roared Cas. "Where is he?" Mac swore. "Smooth faced guy, well dressed, big blinker in his tie. I saw him hangin' round. What we won't do to him. Come on!" Cas roared. "Wait, get the gang!" shouted Enoch, but the smooth tongued, smooth faced gentleman could not be found. Several passengers at the station testified to seeing a gentleman answering that description, except that he had a badly swelled and discolored eye, going north along the tracks. That night the story was town talk, and Chase was a hero. Chapter 12